where we don't just watch the show, we investigate the truth behind the reality. If you thought the knife in the kidney speech was the peak of the sister, wives' trouble, you need to stop everything you are doing right now. We have arrived at the moment that changes the entire trajectory of this brand. We are talking about the end game. We are talking about the event that insiders are saying has finally irrevocably broken Kody Brown. Today, we are deep, going into what we are calling the vows that broke him. We are looking at Janelle's wedding. But this isn't just about a ceremony. This isn't just about white lace in a beautiful setting. This is about a specific set of words, a viral audio clip of Janelle's vows that has supposedly made its way back to Flagstaff. And the response it caused inside the walls of the McMansion is something nobody saw coming. We have insider reports, exclusive ideas, and a timeline of events that shows Kody Brown didn't just watch this wedding. He fell under the weight of it. Let's set the scene because the setting here is absolutely important to understanding why this specific moment is so heartbreaking for the Brown family. Patriarch. For 30 years we watched Janelle play the part of the stoic, logical peacekeeper. She was the one who crunched the numbers, the one who kept her feelings in check, the one who Kody claimed was Teflon. But news coming out of the wedding spot paint a picture of a woman we have never seen before. Sources describe Janelle standing at the altar looking glowing, not just because of the dress, but because of the lightness in her heart. But here is the hook. Here is the piece of information that is setting the internet on fire. There is a clip spreading, a fragment of her vows where Janelle looks into her new partner's eyes and says, "For the first time in my life, I feel that someone is listening to me and loving me unconditionally." Let that sink in. For the first time in my life, she didn't name Kody. She didn't mention plural, marriage. She didn't have to. In one sentence, she erased 30 years of what Kody called holy loneliness and replaced it with real partnership. Now, here is where our research takes a dark and interesting turn. We have to talk about what was going in Flagstaff while this joy was happening, distance away. According to leaks and whispers from people close to the family, Kody and Robin were aware of the timeline. They knew the ceremony was happening, and the idea we are exploring today, one that is gaining massive support among insiders, is that Kody wasn't just aware, he was watching. Whether it was a live stream given by a guest or a delayed clip sent to him, the rumor is that Kody watched these vows in real time. Imagine the scene. You have Kody, a man who has spent the last few seasons shouting about obedience, demanding patriarchy, and insisting that his women were the problem. He sits there, likely expecting to see Janelle suffering, or perhaps hoping to see a service that lacked the grandeur of his own partnerships. Instead, he hears the mother of his children, his former best friend, state that she has never been listened to until this very moment. Our exclusive theory rests on the psychology of the problem. Kody has always viewed Janelle as his intellectual equal, his business partner. Losing Christine was a blow to his ego, but losing Janelle, that is a blow to his base. When Janelle used the words freedom and partnership in her vows, statements that have been confirmed by guests she was using the exact words that Kody utilized against her. Kody demanded loyalty. Janelle found freedom. Kody demanded submission. Janelle found a relationship. Let's break down the symbolism of the event itself, because nothing in a show this big happens by mistake. The video analysis of the leaked video shows Janelle walking down the aisle, not alone, but surrounded by the energy of her boys. We see the boys who we know have a damaged relationship with Kody looking at their mother with pure adoration. This image alone is a dagger to Kody's story. He claimed he had to split from the boys to demand respect. Yet, here is another man, standing at the altar about to inherit not just Janelle's heart, but the respect and love of the sons Kody pushed away. We need to talk about the cage metaphor. There is a clear line in the ceremony allegedly spoken by the groom that says, "I will not keep you in a cage. I will fly with you if you have been following our breakdowns of the last 3 seasons. You know that Kody has frequently used words about controlling the wives or managing them. He famously said he wasn't going to be run by his women. The contrast here is stark. It is intentional, and we think it was a direct message. Now, why is this hitting Kody so hard right now? Why are the stories saying he turned off the TV or broke down? We have to look at the present timeline of the show. Kody is isolated. We see him in the latest episode struggling to keep his happiness with Robin. The us against the world story is falling because there is no one left to fight when you are fighting a war. And the enemy army simply packs up, leaves, and finds happiness elsewhere. You are left standing in an empty field, looking stupid. That is where Kody is. The insider chatter says that Kody's reply wasn't anger, which is his default option, but shock. Silence. The kind of quiet that comes when you realize the story you spun for the cameras is wrong. He couldn't scream at the TV because Janelle wasn't yelling. She was soft, she was happy, and she was validating everything the listener has been yelling at the screen for a decade. She was stating that she was starved for love. Think about the sheer weight of the phrase absolute love. In the Brown family culture, love was always limited. It was conditional on following the rules, on staying sweet, on accepting less time, on moving to Flagstaff, on selling your house. It was a deal, Janelle. Standing there likely holding hands with her new husband and admitting that love can be free. That is the ultimate revolt. It deconstructs the entire idea of the principle as Kody lived it. We also have to examine the visual facts that surely didn't escape Kody's notice. The earrings Janelle wore. Sources believe that some pieces may have been repurposed or are important gifts from her new life, symbolizing a total disconnect from the claw ring age. The claw represented friendship, trust, and love, values Kody claimed to follow, but failed at, if Janelle has replaced that sign. It is the physical manifestation of her breakup. And what about Robin's response in this imaginary scenario? If Kody is breaking, Robin is the one picking up the pieces. But does she want to? If Kody is crying over Janelle, what does that tell Robin? It tells her that he isn't over it. It tells her that despite all his talk of never being drawn to Janelle, the loss of her cuts deep. This wedding isn't just ending Janelle's past. It is possibly destabilizing Kody and Robin's present. This brings us to the most important part of this first segment, the breaking of the Teflon Queen. Kody relied on Janelle not to feel things. He counted on her to be the reasonable one. Seeing her emotional, seeing her exposed with another man, forces Kody to confront the fact that he didn't know her at all, or worse that, he suppressed her. The tears we are hearing about the supposed breakdown behind closed doors isn't about love lost. It's about control lost. It's about the realization that he was the villain in her story. And now the whole world is watching her get her happy ending while he sits in the house, he hoarded unhappy. As we move deeper into this study, we are going to look at the other wives. We are going to look at the expressions of Christine and Mary, because their sadness at this wedding means something entirely different than Kody's tears. But first, we have to stay in this moment at the altar. We have to Sit with the thought that Janelle Brown, the woman who settled for crumbs, for 30 years just ordered the whole cake. And Kody Brown is learning he isn't even invited to the party. Now we are about to discuss what next includes the audience reaction, the exact details of the I do and the moment the officiant said you may kiss the bride. Which sources say was the moment the feed and Flagstaff was cut. We have to talk about the kiss. That specific moment when the officiant says you may kiss the bride is usually a standard conclusion to a wedding. But in the context of the Brown family story, it is the final irreversible seal on a spiritual death sentence. When Kody Brown married his wives, the sealing service was treated as a permanent bond, something that passed this life. For decades, he held the lock on closeness. He was the only one allowed to be the husband. He weaponized love, he delayed it to punish, and he doled it out to reward loyalty. So when Janelle leaned in to kiss her new husband, it wasn't just a romantic gesture. It was a regaining of her liberty. It was Janelle saying, my body, my heart, and my future no longer belong to the Kody Brown celestial kingdom. If the ideas are true, and Kody was watching this moment, this is the point where the feed likely cut out, or where the reality became too heavy to bear. Seeing your ex-wife, the one you claimed wasn't loyal, being publicly taken by another man is a narcissist's worst fear. It destroys the idea that these women are lost without him. Kody has spent the last few years telling anyone who would listen that Christine and Janelle would realize their mistake. He spun a story that they would leave, find the dating world too hard, realize our broken goods, and come crawling back, or at least they would live unhappy, lonely lives, pining for the family they ruined. This kiss broke that delusion. It proved that life after Kody isn't just possible. It is lively, it is romantic, and it is happening right now. But let's go back to the words that led up to that kiss, because the groom's vows are just as explosive as Janelle's. We need to dissect the phrase that is currently trending across every sister-wives site on the internet. I will not keep you in a box. I will fly with you. This is not a chance metaphor. In the world of reality TV production and carefully curated bridal scripts, this is a pointed arrow aimed straight at Coyote. Pass. Think about Kody's words over the last 5 seasons. He talked about compliance. He talked about running the family. He talked about the wives needs to conform to his patriarchy. He effectively built a cage of rules, and emotional tests. He wanted birds that would sit on their perch and sing when he told them to. Janelle's new partner is flipping the script by offering flight instead of a cage. He is showing exactly what Janelle was hungry for: equality. We have examined the footage of Janelle's face during this part of the vows. She isn't just happy, she is exhaling. It's the look of a woman who has been keeping her breath for 30 years. For the crowd, this is the payoff we have been waiting for. We watch Janelle stress about finances, worry about the trailer, stress about the boys, and try to calm Kody's tantrums, to see her standing there being told that her wings are true, that her flight is encouraged. It is the best vindication. And now we must turn our attention to the return shots that define the emotional core of this video. The camera work was intentional. As soon as those vows were spoken, the lens moved to the front row. And who do we see? We see Christine, but we don't just see Christine nice and smiling. We see Christine crying tears of absolute joy. This is important to the sister-wives story. Kody tried to pit these women against each other. He claimed Christine was a bad sister wife, that she poisoned the well. He tried to tell Janelle that Christine was manipulating her. But this picture, this image of Christine breaking down in happiness for Janelle proves Kody wrong. On a basic level, it shows that the bond between these women was strong, and it survived the man who tried to break it. Christine's tears are saying, I made it out and now you made it out too. It is a survivor's unity. It validates every secret talk they must have had in Flagstaff, every vent, session, every moment of doubt where they wondered if there was anything better out there. Christine is the live proof that there is, and now she is watching her best friend cross the finish line. Then the camera catches Mary. This is more complicated. Mary has been the outsider, the one hanging on, the one Kody treated with the most indifference. Seeing Mary upset at Janelle's wedding is a huge twist. It says that the pink elephant in the room has finally left, with Kody out of the equation. The animosity that resided between the wives seems to have evaporated. It shows that the poison wasn't inherent to the women. It was introduced by the environment Kody created. If Mary can sit there and genuinely celebrate Janelle, it means the war is truly over. The only person still fighting the war is Kody, and he is fighting it alone in a house filled with special moments, figures, and silence. Let's dig deeper into the picture. Storytelling of the place itself. We have touched on the dress, but look at the setting. It is open, it is outdoors, it is free. Contrast this with the claustrophobic nature of Kody's latest life. Shooting inside the house. Inside the car, strict rules about who can come over, wiping down mail. Janelle's wedding is an acceptance of the world. The symbolism of freedom, she stated in her vows, is echoed in the open sky above them. It is a graphic rejection of the bunker mindset that Kody and Robin have accepted. There is another layer to this idea regarding Kody's breakdown. It is the engagement of the sons. We know the strain between Kody and his sons, especially Garrison and Gabriel, has been the major conflict of the recent seasons. At the wedding, these young guys are not on the periphery. They are center. They are walking her down the aisle. They are giving toasts. They are joking with the new stepfather. If Kody is watching this, he is seeing his replacement not just as a husband, but as a father figure. That is a different, sharp pain. Kody prides himself on being the father, the leader of the pack. To see another man easily step into a role of respect with his kids. Respect that Kody feels he is due, but hasn't won, is the ultimate humiliation. The boys look calm. They don't look like they are walking on eggshells. They aren't worried about insulting the head of the family. They are just celebrating their mom. This shows the tragedy of Kody's choices. He picked his pride over his children. He chose his rules over his relationships. And now he is watching a highlight reel of what he threw away. We also have to consider the audio that was caught during the gathering. Insider reports say that the speeches given by friends and family painted a picture of Janelle that Kody never saw. They talked about her warmth, her fun, her daring spirit. Kody always boxed Janelle in as the business wife, the rational one. He stripped her of her femininity and her complexity to fit his needs. Hearing others describe her as a passionate, lively woman is a reality check. It forces the question, did Kody ever really know her, or did he only know the version of her that served his purpose? The plot twist we are presenting here, that Kody is heartbroken, isn't just about sadness. It is about the downfall of his ego. A narcissist cannot handle being unimportant, and at this wedding, Kody Brown is inconsequential. He isn't the monster they are afraid of anymore. He is a memory. He is a footnote in Janelle's story. the vows, show that she has rewritten her future. When she said, I am finally being, heard she was closing the book on the Kody Brown era. As we move toward the final outcome of this saga, we have to look at the immediate fallout. What happened when the event ended? What happened when the camera stopped rolling? We have information on the just married leave, and we have a very specific idea about a text message that was sent, or perhaps a text message that was typed out by Kody hovering over and never sent. The silence from Flagstaff is loud, but the noise from this wedding is shaking the foundation of the business. We are about to start the final segment of our deep dive. We need to talk about the future. We need to answer the question, is there any coming back for Kody? Or has this wedding officially marked the end of the sister wives as we know it? And most importantly, we need to talk. The call to action that Janelle seems to be issuing to women everywhere. This wasn't just a wedding, it was a manifesto. We have arrived at the aftermath. The ritual is over. The vows have been spoken. The tears have been shed by everyone except perhaps the man who caused the pain in the first place. But the most important moment of this entire event wasn't the opening itself. It was the exit. Sources describe a just married sign on the back of an old convertible, cans rattling against the ground, and Janelle Brown, hair blowing in the wind, laughing with her head thrown back, driving away from her past. This image is the antithesis of everything we have seen on the show for the last decade. Think about the Brown family cars. They were always crowded, chaotic, filled with stress, moving cars breaking down, tires blowing, out on the highway to Flagstaff. This exit was smooth. It was classic. It was a metaphor for her exit from the chaos. And if our idea holds true, that Kody was watching, seeing Janelle drive off into the sunset with another man is the moment the screen likely went black in Flagstaff. But the story doesn't end when the TV turns off. That is where the real investigation starts. We have to talk about the silence. Insider reports from Flagstaff indicate an eerie silence coming from the McMansion on the hill. Usually when Kody feels slighted, we hear about it. We get a manic video, an appearance, a leaked rant about loyalty, but this time, nothing. And in the world of famous gossip, silence is louder than screaming. This silence supports our idea that Kody is not angry, he is beaten. There is a interesting theory circulating in the deep websites that Kody actually typed out a text message to Janelle that night. Imagine him sitting there, the glow of his phone, lighting the art on his walls, typing out words. What would he say? I'm happy for you. You betrayed me. I miss you. The idea is that he typed a message, hovered his thumb over the send button, and then deleted it. Why? Because for the first time in 30 years, Kody realized he has absolutely no power over her. Sending a text would be an admission that he is watching. It would be an admission that he cares, and his ego simply cannot survive that. Let's look at the financial truth that crashes down the moment Janelle says, I do. Janelle was the CFO of the family. She was the one who understood the taxes, the LLCs, the budget. By marrying someone else, she has formally and spiritually severed the last tie. Kody isn't just losing a wife. He is losing the creator of his financial safety. The tears we think he shed aren't just for lost love. They are for lost protection. He is now left with Robin, a pile of debt, a piece of land on Coyote Pass that will likely never be built on, and the crushing knowledge that Janelle is building her dream home with someone else's money on someone else's land, under someone else's roof. This brings us to the Robin factor in this final act. If Kody is broken, Robin is the one. Sweeping up the bits. But we have to. Ask, is this what Robin wanted? She. Claims she wanted a big family. She. Claims she wanted to sit on the porch. With her sister's wives, now the porch is empty. The sister wives are gone and she is stuck in a house with a man who is missing the women he pushed away. The irony is Shakespearean. Robin won the prize only to realize the winner is a broken man who is obsessed with his ex-wives. Janelle's wedding isn't just a happy finish for Janelle. It is a tragic finish for the monogamous. Couple left behind, we need to circle. Back to the fly idea one last time, because it exactly encapsulates the future of the show. Janelle's husband said, I will fly with you. Kody spent years cutting their wings. He told them they couldn't move during CO. He told them they couldn't see their kids. He told them where to move. He grounded them. Janelle is now flying. The show's sister. Wives has fundamentally changed. It is no longer a show about a polygamist managing 4 wives. It is now a show about 3 free women growing and 1 bitter man withering. The viewing retention on this season is going to skyrocket, not because we want to see Kody, but because we want to see this exact justice. We want to see Janelle going. We want to see her spending the holidays with Christine. We want to see the new husband talking with the grandkids. We want to see the life that Kody said was impossible. He told them the grass wasn't greener on the other side. Janelle's wedding shots show the grass is neon green. So where does this leave Kody Brown? He is stuck in a time loop. He is still fighting about rules from 2020 while Janelle is living in 2024. The video of him that we will likely see in the next season will be of a man attempting to rewrite history, trying to convince the cameras that he released Janelle that this was his idea all along. But we have the receipts. We have the knife in the kidney scream. We know the truth. This wasn't an escape. It wasn't freedom. The vows that broke him are a final message. Janelle didn't need to send a letter. She didn't need to have a sit-down discussion on the property. Her vows were the letter. By saying she was finally being heard, she told the world that for 30 years she was screaming into the void. Now the void is gone, filled with the applause of her friends, family, and millions of fans who have been hoping for this exact moment. As we finish up this deep dive, we have to accept the spiritual death of the Kody Brown we knew. The swagger is gone. The hair flips are gone. The confidence is hollow. He has been beaten not by an enemy, but by the apathy of the women he thought he owned. Janelle. Moving on is the greatest insult because it proves he was replaceable and not just changeable, upgradable. This is the end of an age, but the beginning of a much better story. We are watching the rise of the ex-wives club, and it is glorious. Kody stays in his castle, but the kings have all left to build their own kingdoms. And that, my friends, is the real truth check. Now, I need you to do something very specific. If you think that Janelle's vows were the best payback she could have ever taken, I want you to hit that like button right now. If you think Kody is watching this clip on repeat, crying into his pillow, leave a remark down below saying karma for Kody. And if you are as happy for Janelle as Christine was in that front row, make sure you subscribe and turn on alerts, because the fallout from this wedding is far from over, and you do not want to miss what we find next. This is Coco Gossip signing off. The cage is open. The bird has flown.